Hello, welcome to the social science track of my YouTube channel. This is the first of a series of videos on sociology. My social science track will focus mostly on classes I have taught, including basic introductions to sociology and later on psychology, as well as the history of Western social thought. For a full list of my existing videos on these subjects, see the link below. For those who are interested, I also produce videos on religion and history. In the present series of videos, I will simply introduce you to what I regard as sociology's basic insight, namely that human beings are social beings. From that starting point, I will go on to discuss the main aspects of socialization, the processes of social action and interaction, and aspects of the sociology of culture. Hopefully, in future series of videos, I will have time to discuss other basic aspects of sociology, including sociological method, societies and institutions, conformity and deviance, social inequality, social and societal change, collective behavior and social movements, and the nature and impact of modernity and globalization. But first of all, a prologue. These videos are intended to provide a brief introduction to sociology for students and others who are encountering the subject for the first time. Note that this is not a comprehensive introduction. There are many aspects of sociology that you are likely to find in the many excellent large introductory sociological textbooks that I'm leaving out of this video series. These include things like demography, the family, aging, the economy, government and politics, education, religion, the media, crime, urbanization and the environment, and so on. Some of these I hope to cover in the future, but not now. If sociology interests you, there is much to study and much to think about. What is sociology? Let me begin by outlining what sociology claims to be and its relationship to the other social sciences. Sociology can be defined as the systematic and reasoned study of human beings in their social context. From infancy onwards, we encounter other human beings and interact with them. Starting with our own families, we join social groups. We learn the social roles which people occupy and come to understand the expectations others have of us. We encounter a variety of social institutions, including schools, shops, television programs, rules of driving, and so on, as well as the general concept of society. Sociology is interested in all of these things. Anything that is part of our social lives may be studied by sociology. There is no one way of studying sociology. Some sociologists focus their attention on small-scale interactions of everyday life, whilst others look at the general processes and structures of the societies in which we live. Nor is sociology the only way in which we can study human beings and the way they live. It is one of a family of social or human sciences that includes psychology, economics, anthropology, political science, geography, and history. And individual sociologists may well combine their sociological insights with those derived from these other disciplines. This variety of approaches is less confusing than it sounds. Whatever aspect of social life a sociologist may study, and whatever approach they may take, their work is intended to illuminate some aspect of human sociality, and other sociologists will evaluate it accordingly. Each of the social sciences and each of the particular perspectives used by sociologists represents a framework or paradigm of understanding, and those who are interested in a particular aspect of social life, religion, let's say, or crime, or education, will be interested to see it from different perspectives. There is, for example, a geography of religion, a history of religion, economics of religion, psychology of religion, just as there are of education, crime, and so on. And their insights are complementary to those provided by sociologists. I think that the well-known Indian parable of the blind men and the elephant is relevant here. This is found in several variants in the writings of Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, and Sufi Muslims, and tells the story of a group of blind men who encounter an elephant. None of the men is able to see the animal as a whole, but each is able to feel part of the elephant and describe it. The trunk is like a large snake, a leg is like a tree, a side is like a wall, an ear is like a palm leaf, and so on. None of them are wrong, but each of them has perceived only part of the elephant. For our purposes, the parable indicates that a number of partial understandings of aspects of society may be useful in understanding what it means to be a human being living in society. None of the social or human sciences provides a complete understanding of human life and society, but all can potentially provide us with useful understandings and insights. It is normal for all of us to have developed our own ideas about the social world that surrounds us, as well as our place in it. How free are we as individuals to determine our own lives? How much of what we are has been shaped by others, such as family members, friends, and schooling? Is society just or unjust? Why is there social inequality? Are boys and girls, men and women, really different? And if so, why? Why are there racial and religious antagonisms in society? Why do some places have a high crime rate and others a low one? Is it possible to solve social problems? Sociology and the other social sciences seek often to provide reasoned and well-supported insights into these questions. As such, they seek to be scientific. I hope to address the question of whether they actually are in a future video. Common sense has its limits, however. It can often be very helpful, but it's sometimes misleading, and any scientific discipline seeks to present more reliable understandings. Thus, as we have no personal feelings of the movement of the Earth through space, the pre-Copernican view of the Earth being the center of the cosmos, around which the sun and other celestial bodies moved, made perfect sense. And it was only through the detailed scientific work of astronomers and mathematicians that we came to know that it was false. Is sociology useful? Sociology's contribution to the social world is indirect. Sociologists, like historians and psychologists and the rest, are neither social workers nor politicians. Rather, theirs is a systematic attempt to understand human social life better. As such, sociology's insights can be helpful to social workers, politicians, and other decision makers in the determination of social policies. Sociology doesn't always provide clear insights, but the insights that it does provide illuminate an important part of what it is to be human, and it is foolish to ignore them. Let me talk about the question of sociologies. Sociology shares with the other social sciences a problem of language. The physical and biological sciences have developed a vast and complex specialized vocabulary so that they can refer to specific things and processes in a clear and unambiguous manner. Once a trainee physicist, astronomer, botanist, or whoever learns this vocabulary, then they can communicate with their colleagues in a clear and precise way. And everyone knows exactly what they're talking about. Anyone who wants to have a serious conversation about the sciences will have to learn the appropriate vocabulary. And those who do not learn it will tend to be excluded from the conversation, or maybe not even want to enter it. The situation with the social sciences, however, is rather different. A far wider range of people are likely to have and express opinions on society and on human nature and relationships than on the mysteries of subatomic particles. And social scientists are therefore more likely to be drawn into public conversations about their work. By choice or necessity, then, they often communicate in everyday language. Specialist vocabularies do exist, particularly in economics and psychology, but this is the exception rather than the rule. Using mostly everyday language has the advantage of opening up communication and discussion about social topics to a wider range of people, but may risk a lack of precision. In sociology, whilst there are a few specifically sociological terms, socialization is a good example, a common response to the need for precision has been to try to give some everyday words a specialist sociological meaning, as with words like role, status, and deviance. These specialist usages, combined with the few neologisms that have come into common use amongst sociologists, has created sociologies, the specialist language of sociologists. It is far more accessible to non-specialists than the specialist languages of chemists and physicists, and is more likely to be encountered because of the more popular nature of the subjects that sociologists discuss. I will try to use it as little as possible in these videos and will remind listeners when I am using it. I will continue this series next week with a video about the essential social nature of human life. Thank you very much for listening. If you like these videos, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. I will try to answer any questions you may have about it in a future video. By the way, those who want to support the development of my channel can do so through Patreon or PayPal. I will give details below the video. You can also click the like button so that I can get an idea of which videos are of greatest interest to viewers. Have a good day. Thank you.